welcome to Tobera's Tech Class. My name is Tobera Nyati, and today we're going to look at in South Africa who struggle the most. Basically, we're looking at the profession that are most likely to be hired or that is hard to be hired. You get me? Like, for example, when you have a different degree in certain profession, and it is very hard to find a job in that profession. We're looking at those professions. If you're into my show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit the notification button. That's whenever I'm posting a video, you will be notified. And also, don't forget to comment. Tell me which one of these professions you already knew about, and which one of these professions you were surprised to find out that the unemployment rate is very high in them. So the first thing is an overview. South Africa faces high unemployment across many sectors. The primary sectors from farming, secondary to tertiary sectors. Unemployment rate is there. It is everywhere. Unemployment rate you'll find is everywhere. Currently, the youth unemployment is over 55%. Can you imagine? Youth unemployment, it's over 55%. And you can find that the other percent that are employed, most of them is just informal, temporal, contract work, just they work 6 months and it's over, or they work out 12 months and it's over and stuff. They just renew contracts now and then. It's just temporarily work. It's not a work that is stable, but they are included in the one that are working. Whereas they're just making peanuts, but hey, at the end of the day, we do need money to survive. We do need money to pay rent, to buy food. Certain professions are more affected. There are certain professions that are more affected, like that has more unemployment than the others. And then the other one are just like, oh, okay, it's just unemployment, maybe 12%, I don't know, or less, or maybe 20 or less. I don't know. But some others, there's a lot of high unemployment because most people have those carry had those degrees, are in those professions, so they are not valuable anymore. They do not have value because you can just find literally anyone with that degree or with that profession or with that skill. Firstly, it's humanity and social science graduate. If you're a graduate of humanity and social science, this is for you. The unemployment rate is 32%. 32%. Can you imagine? So with humanities, I think it's called like psychology is there. I think psychology is there, HR is there. I think social worker also. I don't remember other courses, but yeah, the courses that are there in humanities and social sciences, yes, you are at risk because you are currently at 32% unemployment. So if you do a course in humanities and social sciences, where do you think you will be? Do you think you'll be in the part of those who are employed, or you will add in this 32%? The reason for unemployment is just oversupply, limited entry level. So there are a lot of people who have degrees in humanities and social science. There's a lot of people who are graduates in those courses that are in humanities and social science, and also there's limited entry level demand. When they say limited entry level demand, uh, there's limited demand in terms of like the causes, the skills that you are doing, the professions that you are in. We don't really, not that we're not interested, yeah, but you can just find one person and then yeah. There's limited demand when it comes to those causes. There is a demand, but it's just that it is limited. Another one is teaching graduates. Most of us have this mindset that when we have a teaching degree, whether it's foundation phase, senior phase, you know, um, you are likely to be employed, which is not the truth. I know people who have teaching degrees but are not working, you know, they are not working, they're not finding jobs. They've been looking for jobs, and it's just so hard to find. So it's not as easy as we thought, guys. It's not as easy as we think. It's also hard. 23%, that is very high. The reason for it is just government hiring slow, saturation in urban areas. Government is hiring slow when it comes to teaching. For example, let's for example, at my school, as my high school, we had one teacher who was teaching accounting in grade 10, 11, 12. And then when I was in grade 10, um, when I was in grade 10, another teacher was introduced, and then there were two teachers who teaches accounting in the whole school. And then, yeah, they also teaches EMS in grade 8 and 9. Like there were a few teachers with those, and there was only one or two teachers who teaches business studies, so the government takes time to retrench or stuff like that. You may work as a teacher for more than 50 years, I don't know, for more than 20 years, and then retire. After retiring, that is where they will start hiring. You know, in those years, what will you be doing? Waiting for someone to retire? Seriously, what will you be doing? So just I think, do majors that are in demand. Don't just go for language and stuff like that. Do majors that are in demand. Yeah. Business administration unemployment is at 28%. Um, the reason why is there's high competition, lack of experience. The competition is high when it comes to business administrator. The demand is so high, high, very high. But at the same time, most people lack experience. As much as you want to be hired, most companies, most businesses want to hire you, but without an experience, there's nothing that you can do. You get me? There's nothing that you can do without an experience, because they want someone who already have an experience. They want someone whom they will not teach how to do things. Someone who already knows how to work, how to function, how to do everything. Someone who is here to be an intern. No, no, no. They're not looking for that. So that is why, yes, the demand is there, the opportunities are there, but when you lack an experience, when you just a newly graduate who does not have an experience, who is still looking for internship, it's so hard. It's so hard because they're looking for someone whom they will not invest in, who will invest in their company. I don't know if you get me. IT, entry level. So there's different types of IT, obviously. There's IT that is maybe, I don't know, for 3 years, IT for 2.5 years in college, I don't know, IT for 4 years and above, I don't know. So we're talking about the entry level. Unemployment is 18, it's not that high. You can still find a job, but it's not that high, something that is doable. There are opportunities, but it's just limited, but not limited to everyone, depending on the type of degree and the type of skills you have, and also being able to show off your skills. So, the reason for this 18 people who are unemployed, this 18% who are unemployed, is the skills mismatch. Skills mismatch is whereby you do a skill that does not match who you are. Sometimes when you do a job, you have to do something that you love, something that you're passionate about, something that you are interested, you like something that just gives you passion. So now when you go and study IT and you just don't like it, don't like working with computers, don't like developing program developers, don't like everything about it. Hey, what are we going to do? Because yes, we will give you a chance, and then we'll see that this person is not passionate. They're just doing their job, okay, just for the sake of doing the job, but they're not really interested. You know, companies want experience. Also, companies want someone who already have an experience. They don't want to invest. They do not want to invest to someone who is likely gonna go to other company. You know, they don't want to teach you things, allow you to learn in their company, and then also let you go to um and also let you go to work as now a profession who has an experience to another company, because it's less likely for someone to do an internship in a particular company and then get hired permanently in that particular company, or even wants to be hired permanently in that particular company. So yeah, engineering graduates at 15% engineering. I don't wanna lie. If you're doing engineering, big up to you. It's a newly thing now. People are doing it and it's working for them. It really is working for them. I think in my university, I don't know if there is. I think there is an engineering, but I wouldn't recommend someone to study engineering at a university. I would recommend them to study engineering at a college where they will also have practicals. They will also have practicals. It's easier that way. The reason for engineering unemployment to be at 15% is that industrial slowdown. So the industry of engineering is slowing down, like construction, stuff like that. It is slowing down. There are fewer internships. Fewer internships, which means that people already want someone who has an experience, not someone they're going to teach, not someone they're going to be patient with, you know, waste resources on. They don't want that. They want someone who is already having an experience, maybe 2 years experience. So there's less internship. And if there's less internship, it means that if you're a newly graduate of engineering, it's hard for you to get a job because without an internship, without a set of experience, it's less likely to get a job. Last, these are possible solutions to this unemployment in these sectors, in these fields, in these professions, in these careers. Industrial aligned skill development. There should be an industrial aligned skill development. Like if you are in engineering, the skills that they should provide a skill development programs where they develop the skills of engineering and stuff like that. Depends on the industry, obviously. Internship and apprenticeship basically just provide a first time experience for people. Don't just be like, I want to hire someone who's already a professional, someone who already has an experience. Allow people to learn at your company, you know. Entrepreneurial support. Also, there are people they are entrepreneurs who are very kind to donate money and help people to get an experience or to just not really donate, just allow people to come once in a while, allow people to come to your company, get an experience, learn. Curriculum reform, just the content that is there from primary school to college to universities, the content should be changed from just learning about Americans, learning about Europeans who developed what, to learning about South Africans, to learning about skills, skills, hand skills, to be like, okay, this machine was developed by so and so, and it works like this, and you do things practically, work with this machine, do things with it, construct if you have to go for practicals where you are in the real world, learning in the real world with other workers, government private sector partnership. The government also should have partnership with the private sector, not about anything that's associated with South Africa, no, but about ensuring that also graduates get job in the private sector and the benefits are the same as the public, to just ensure access to the private sector, ensure that we can access the private sector. And that's it for today. If you find this video helpful, please do like, subscribe, comment on the video. Tell me which one of these profession did you know about and which one of these did you not know about. Also, don't forget to hit the notification button so that whenever I'm posting a video, you will be notified. Until next time, take care.